Hey, so been a while, well over a month since my last video, and in that last video when I said this, I have now officially moved into college, so I can't just be a slacker doing online coursework, but that won't stop me from covering the successor to my favorite show of all time. Well, that was a lie, because I've been pretty busy since I've got here. I haven't even caught up with Rings of Power or House of the Dragon. I'm like 2 episodes into either, and I've just finished 1 book since I've got here. I'm like 500 pages into the next ones. That is Malazan still, for those who are wondering. I finished Bone Hunters and 500 into Reaper's Gale. Sorry for the people that were looking forward to the reviews on that. I definitely dropped the ball, but with being really busy, reading and watching stuff are more my forms of relaxation, and stressing about making videos, it makes me not really want to do that. I don't want to talk about something if I'm not feeling passionately about that. I'm sure there's a couple of videos you can see on my channel where it's like, okay, he's not really caring about this and more just doing it to make the content because I consume something, and that is the last thing I want to do. So this brings me to my conundrum at hand. I still want to make content, but on what is the question here? I still love books and shows, but I'm not nearly as inspired to make them as I was. Like Wheel of Time, when I started out, I needed to talk about this series. It was making an impact on my life, and I had nobody else that I knew that had even heard of it. I was like, I need my thoughts to be out there. And then after that, it continued on here and there. The Wheel of Time show was great. I had that passion project with both my Attack on Titan video and then also my Rand video. But at the beginning of the summer, I was super motivated to make content. Then I just got hit with a wall of creative block. I couldn't really figure out what to do. And for those that watched that birthday video where I talked about, oh, I'm starting a second channel for fitness and all that. Yeah, I got cold feet on that and talked myself out of it, thinking about, oh, it's so saturated. There's 1,000 people saying the same stuff over again. And then as I watched more people who have been lifting longer than me, or I don't know, I respect in the industry, I got kind of insecure with my lack of knowledge, because like there are people that are always going to be smarter than you, always going to be better than you. And while watching that, I'm like, well, what do I have to share that they don't? But then I got to college and a lot of people have been asking me for advice. The gym I used to lift in, just a bunch of retired boomers and older. So pretty much it was just me and like a couple of my friends. And so getting here and seeing more people that my age and they don't have the knowledge, I kind of put it together like, yes, there are still people who have not access to all of the information that I have. I guess I have this skewed viewpoint because I've done the hundreds of hours of YouTube videos and research and all that I think that other people have too. And it's so simple in my mind, but it's not for everybody else. And there's always going to be a new personality that clicks with you and you like their content. So I had to really drill that into my brain, and it's still not there essentially, as I feel this imposter syndrome if I were to start making fitness videos, because I don't have a PhD or I'm not as diverse into programming or as extensive as some other people, but I have to be like, yes, my knowledge is still valid, and that is really helped by coming here and seeing people come up to me and ask me for my advice, because I know I have good advice and I know what I'm doing. Just because it may not be at the same level as somebody else posting on YouTube is not a reason to not do it myself. One of the benefits of making fitness content will be I'm already doing half the work. I'm in the gym. If I just prop up my phone, and first off, I am not bringing my big ass camera and all the gear in there. I am not that conceited, and that is so uncomfortable of a situation for me to be in if I were to do that. So my phone just being in the corner somewhere recording me, I can do that easily versus having to edit and put the time into making these videos super engaging. When talking about books or talking about TV shows, it's a lot more time intensive on the editing versus it just being like, hey, here is the exercise or whatever I'm talking about in the scenario, or maybe typing up a couple of things to show out programming. That makes it a lot more simpler and manageable with my schoolwork and everything else that I have going on. Also on the time saving aspect is I don't have to consume the content to be able to talk about it. Like with a book, I have to get it done in X amount of time. If I were to do weekly uploads like I was doing with Wheel of Time or the TV show, that first night I stayed up till 4:30 a.m. editing that. You know what that was terrible for? The next day at the gym, the next day for literally everything I had to do. And I just can't be doing that like multiple times a week if I am gonna synonymously honestly accomplish all my goals at once because I want to succeed on YouTube. But also, I'm not going to sacrifice my recovery and my sleep and my actual education that I'm paying real dollary dues for. Yeah, I need to keep that under control, especially with how much of a fanatic I am about doing more and more physical activity. I've been playing volleyball 5 times a week, going to the gym 6. It's really not great if I'm having 4:30 a.m. nights. No, you need your sleep. Oh, I'm already getting into the fitness stuff. This is something I'll cover if I do end up uploading, which I hope I do, because if I don't, I need somebody to kick my ass. But the big question I pose to you guys on this video is, do I stay on this channel? Do I start posting on a new one? I'm incredibly proud of this channel and would hate to abandon the audience that I have. I've grown this audience, which is not really that big, but in a pretty niche community, and I see a lot of you reappearing over and over again in the comment sections, no matter the video, and I feel connected, and I would hate to abandon my passion for what was probably the good part of a year, especially those first 6 months before my spring semester in college, which that was a little intensive, and the long ass rant video, which I am super proud of. Definitely the best video I've made. And so I don't want to leave this, but also there's the whole YouTube algorithm thing, and if I start on a new channel, it's gonna really suck starting out, but at least they won't be confused about what type of content I am uploading. But that is where I'm hesitant, because I love the making progress in the space, getting more people to view my stuff, and overall just more eyes on the passion projects that I put a ton of work into. It is so gratifying to see something that you put a lot of effort in succeed. Now, I don't view YouTube as a job, but this is the longest I've gone without working in over 3 years. Since I've got to college, I thought I was going to get my job immediately, but then, I got pretty busy. I definitely can fit it in there somewhere and want to at a certain time, but YouTube gives me a similar satisfaction / sense of accomplishment, and I'm fine with not working if I'm progressing on YouTube. But part of that restarting on a new channel would be restarting the progression, and I love seeing that progression, as I talked about. So I need you to help me with this question of whether I continue on this channel and kind of fuck with the algorithm a little bit, or just start over on another channel. Now, don't get me wrong, I will not stop uploading on this channel. When inspiration strikes, and I'll have something here, but it will just be much more infrequent, because honestly, I've just been enjoying the stories, like reading through Malazan. I have not wanted to upload that in the slightest, because I just want to experience it for myself. Now, what I think is kind of a good analogy for this situation, what I hope will be the result, is the weighted pull-ups that I showed at the beginning of this video. So with the new stressors and schedule, my big 3 lifts, bench, squat, deadlift, they stopped progressing because I got tweaked up here and there between the combination of volleyball, worse sleep, worse eating, of which I have been better about, but that's kind of like this channel is the equivalent to the big 3 lifts. It kind of stalled out once I got in this new situation with these new stressors and pressures. And I've seen fresh new progress with other lifts, like the weighted pull-up and the weighted dip, of which I've gone a lot farther than I have before, because I have not been able to progress on the things that were my center of focus before. And I'm hoping that will be like the new channel of I'll get this new inspiration, I'll get this new drive, and this progression will shoot me forward like it has with the weighted pull-ups and weighted dips. This is actually older training footage, as I've been procrastinating making this video. I am up to 80 pounds for 11 as of last week on my weighted pull-ups, which is great, and 90 for 14 on my dips. And that progression is really nice to see after a while of just being like so focused on one thing, in this case my bench, squat, deadlift, that I neglected how much effort I put into those accessory exercises because I'm fatigued from my big 3, and so I can't exactly put in all the effort into these secondary ones. But when the secondary ones come to the forefront, that's when the effort starts coming in. That's when the progress really starts exploding. And I kind of hope that's what will happen with starting a new channel. My passion for making videos will maybe return here, and then along with that, I've given a break to my body from the big 3. And just today I did a little bit of benching again, and that felt great to move that weight, which I'm hoping will be the return to this type of content eventually. Give myself a little bit of break of not worrying about, oh, I need to put something out, and just relax for a little bit, make something new, make some new progress in a new area, and return better than ever, hopefully in the future. Now, I know the majority of you don't really care for any type of fitness content, whether it be entertaining or informational, whatever it is, but I would appreciate your input on whether I continue on this channel uploading my fitness videos or upload them on a new channel. Now, I know that was a huge ramble, and I definitely forgot at least a dozen things that would add more nuance and context to what is going on in the chaos of my brain, but that's the best I can do for right now. I really just need to put this out, not worry about it being the best example of what I am trying to convey, and just say, hey, I would like to make a different sort of content and would appreciate your guys' input. Some things that I forgot to mention are that I will probably backlog like 5 videos if I do end up following through like I should on this new channel, just simply to give me a barrier of comfort, because I am busy, as I said, and life catches up sometimes. So having a little bit of a cushion there will be nice for me. And then also let me know if you have any ideas that are fitness related that I can do here, and also any information you want to know, I can help you out. I honestly just want more topics and want to know what people want to see from me in this new venture. As I said, that's it from me, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you later.